All right, JMC 6000 here in the JMC Garage for this week's JMC Garage Talk. And in the garage, I have the Buick Riviera. And I wanted to show you what we had to do to get this thing back on the road. It was kind of a little bit of a debacle, but we finally got it taken care of. So I did two things to this car. But let me show you the first thing right here. So number one, spectacularly last week, this alternator, as you can see, is brand new. Well, remanufactured, but brand new, has been replaced because last week my son took off to go to church on Sunday morning, and as he went onto the highway, I got a phone call here, about 15 minutes after he left, saying, "Dad, I need your help. The charge light is on. The thing is smoking." I was like, "Pull over right away." So I finally get there. We had the whole family in the Maverick. We finally pull up behind the Buick that's out on the side of the highway. People are blasting by us, going 75, 80 miles an hour. And he already has the hood popped in. Even when I get there, and I believe it was the original alternator was still, smoke was still coming out of it. Absolutely crazy. So we had to get a tow truck. Obviously, I couldn't drive it. There was no way of getting it to where I could get it to work on back in the garage. So it had to be towed back here to our house. And I was able to call some of our local parts stores. AutoZone was the only one that could get the alternator the same day, and they sure did. They got me an alternator that same day. So I switched it out, and let me show you what I did to switch this thing out. It's pretty easy. This alternator on the 3800 is so easy to get to. You have one tensioner. The belt tensioner is right here. And then you have two bolts that hold this alternator on. One here, and then you also have a plug right here. And then you have the battery charge cable right here, and that is it. Once you undo those things, I have this alternator out in 10-15 minutes. Absolutely awesome. So took the old one out that same day on a Sunday, was able to go to AutoZone, picked up the new alternator, installed that remanufactured alternator. It was about $170 for the reman for this car, but they were actually able to get it in. And for a while it worked. I get a phone call no more than 3 days later from my son. "Hey, there's a problem with the car." I'm like, "What?" "The charge light's on again, and you can bring up on the touch screen where it shows you the percentage, or I'm sorry, the battery voltage, and the battery voltage was under 12, going about 11.8, 11.7, and slowly dropping until you get to a certain speed. Then it started to charge again." And I was like, "Oh man, it's probably the alternator." He's like, "We just replaced it." I was like, "Yes, but unfortunately with remanufactured parts, you can get a bad one, and you would have to do a warranty right then and there." So I called up AutoZone, let them know what the situation was, my local AutoZone here. And yes, this is probably a plug for AutoZone. They were like, "Sure, we're going to go ahead and get you another one." And they were able to get one all the way from Tacoma, Washington, over here to Post Falls the next morning. So that was Tuesday I called. I got a phone call Wednesday morning around 9:30. "Hey, the alternator's in for you." So I already had the old one that I installed, well, the old new one, out. Went down to AutoZone, picked up the new alternator, the other new reman, which is what you see in the car right now, installed this one, gave back the old one, and now the thing is up and running. It's been running for a little over a week, charging, everything else, no more battery light, and life is good with the old Riviera. We also did another thing to this vehicle. So as you can see, this is what it looks like underneath the hood. That is the reman alternator. And I will say this, not only did AutoZone take care of me, but this alternator looks a lot better than the one they gave me. The one they gave me looks like it was a remanufactured. This one actually looked brand new. But another thing we had to do to this vehicle was that we actually had to install, and my son had to go down to my muffler guy and had a muffler installed on this car. Originally, we were running straight pipe on this Buick 3800. The only thing that it has to muffle the sound was the original catalytic converter. So catalytic converter's in the middle of the car, then it's pretty much straight 2¼ inch pipe all the way back, and we exited out the back, and we were running straight pipe for almost a year. No issues. My son got pulled over here about a couple weeks ago, and the cop pulled him over for a little bit higher speed. He was actually going 5 miles over the speed limit, but I don't think that's why I pulled him over. The main reason why I pulled him over is like, "I hear when you blew by me that your car was pretty loud." And he wasn't even pushing it. This car has like a hum, or the 3800 V6 has like this hum right around 1800 to 2000 RPMs, where it's just like, whoa, it's crazy how it sounds right around that engine speed. So he heard that driving by, and he goes, "What kind of exhaust you run on this thing?" So my son immediately goes, "It's a straight pipe." And here in the state of Idaho, that's illegal. You got to have at least some kind of muffler of some sort on your vehicle in the state of Idaho. I never knew that. I never knew that he was driving around in an illegal fashion with his car when we took off the stock muffler that was peeling off in layers, and we put a straight pipe on. So I ended up getting a Flowmaster clone off of Amazon for about $42. He went down to my muffler guy, had it installed with the tip and everything, right around $75 to have that installed. So if you guys want to see that, I'll see if my son can capture this to go down below. As you can see, there it is. He painted, when my muffler guy installed it, he painted it black. All of his welds were painted black. The muffler was originally black, and he painted all of his welds and everything black. But this way it looks. Again, it's a Flowmaster 40 clone. But what I want to do for you guys is start this thing up and let you hear what this sounds like with this Flowmaster muffler, with the original stock hat on 2 1/4 inch pipe. So let's do that right now. Awesome. So you guys may remember what it sounded like before. If not, I have videos of this thing, what it sounded like before with the straight pipe. But now let's hear what it sounds like now with the Flowmaster 40 series on there. A lot tamer, a lot more mellow. We'll give it a couple breaths. You definitely hear more of the engine versus the exhaust now. But let me rev it a little bit and then. That's about 2,000. What is that annoying? Oh my goodness. It's a creepy ice cream guy. Wow, that's annoying. So creepy. Anyway, summertime. Awesome. So this is the update kind of on the Buick Riviera this week in JMC Garage. Again, now we got the alternator installed. It's actually putting out close to 14 volts, which is awesome. It's able to, this car for its time period has a lot of electronic accessories. Not only do you have the full digital gauge cluster, but you got the digital touchscreen and the dash, and you have an air pump in the back because this has a pneumatic air shock suspension in the rear only. So it has that, and that comes on to help to self-level the rear end of the car. But yeah, so there's a lot of electronics in this car for its time period. But this alternator seems to handle it. This also has dual fans. So we have a fan up front here that turns on every once in a while, and then we have the main cooling fan, which is right here. Those two draw a lot of power when they're going both on at full tilt. I believe this fan was originally used for when you turn on the air conditioning, this fan would turn on. But since the air conditioning, we're not going to worry about getting fixed or converting it to R134A from R12 originally. We're not going to worry about that. In fact, I may rip that fan out of there. I'm unsure yet, but I think I want to keep it in there just to have the extra cooling. But anyway, this is the update on the Buick. If you guys have any comments, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Again, I upload every single Wednesday morning, every single Saturday afternoon with the JMC Garage Talk review or, kind of a vehicle kind of going through and all that. So let me know any future videos you want to see. Again, this is the update to the Riviera. We got some more videos and reviews coming. My 3-row family SUV is actually going to be debuting here, in about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Can't wait. We got a bunch of reviews, a bunch of things coming with that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I got performance things kind of planned for that vehicle and everything else. So it's going to be absolutely great. So you want to stay tuned for that. Should probably get new shocks on this. This is Oh, now it doesn't want to stay up. Oh, now it does. There we go. Awesome. Anyway, you guys be blessed. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the next one.